Zyloc Media Hindsight. It is October 17th. That means that tomorrow is the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. I am so excited, you can't even imagine. But today we're going to look at one last Atari 2600 game, and that is Dark Chambers, published by Atari, and it came out in 1988. And this game has everything that I wanted in an Atari game. It's a gauntlet-esque game, if you will. It's top-down action game. You run around collecting treasure, defeating enemies, and there's just a lot to do in this game. There's a ton of levels to go through, and you can play it cooperatively with a friend. I mean, you guys need to check it out. I can't wait to share it with you. Dark Chambers puts you and a buddy, if you so choose, into the shoes of an adventurer seeking glory and riches in the dark chambers below. Gameplay is your standard top-down view as you explore 26 levels, A to Z, searching for treasure, collecting power-ups, and defeating all sorts of monsters along the way. Dark Chambers honestly plays a lot like Gauntlet. You move around and shoot projectiles at approaching enemies, and you even have the ability to hold the fire button, stand in one spot, and shoot in 8 directions. And the gameplay is honestly very responsive and a lot of fun. There are all sorts of evil denizens lurking the chambers, and your goal should be to eliminate as many as possible to score points. Each time an enemy is attacked, it will change forms. Each form represents an enemy's strength and how many more hits are required to finally eliminate them. You know, it's interesting that the designers chose to do this and morph the enemies in this way. It's cool and kind of odd in its own respects. Several enemies may attempt to attack you in any given room, and you must eliminate or evade them. If you can't, they'll drain your health bar, and once it's gone, it's game over. Luckily, you have all of the tools of the trade available to you, assuming you are willing to earn them. There are keys to open doors to treasure, bombs to clear evil hordes, bags of food to boost your health, and legendary treasure to further pad your wallet and score. You will often see treasures behind walls and locked doors, and the search for how to get access to them is half the fun. What really makes Dark Chambers stand out from the crowd for me is the length of this adventure. There are 26 levels, and each can take 10 to 20 minutes to fully explore. Knowing this, you can tell that Dark Chambers is not like your typical Atari 2600 games. Most are quick fixes, and your goal is to achieve a high score. Dark Chambers is a commitment, as you have to set aside a nice chunk of time to fully explore all it has to offer, and that's assuming you don't get eliminated by your foes on your first couple of playthroughs. Visually, Dark Chambers is not that detailed, but with the breadth of content having to be crammed into the cartridge, it's understandable. I do appreciate the efforts put into the character animation, and the magical explosion and sound effects when defeating enemies is awfully rewarding. Unfortunately, there is no music to be heard during your quest, and it's a real shame, as this would have just been icing on the cake. And there you guys have it. That's Dark Chambers for the Atari 2600. Had a lot of fun with this game. I would give it an 85 out of 100. You know, there's a lot of gameplay to be had here, and the fact that you can play it by yourself or cooperatively with a buddy, you know, that's just awesome. And I didn't think anything like that was capable on an Atari 2600 cartridge, but they fit it in there, and it's a lot of fun. I highly suggest you guys go check it out if you can. And I thought it was a great way to wrap up the reviews before the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. Starts on the 18th, which is tomorrow. I hope you guys are going to be there. Maybe I'll get to see some of you, and if you see me, come up and say hi, but it's going to be a total blast. And as always, I'm Zyloc Media Hindsight, signing out.